In pretty much all the NEBOSH courses and all the IOSH courses, it bangs on about how we should involve our employees in health and safety matters, how we should get them to participate, and how we should consult them on their views. And yes, it's all a very good idea. You're going to get good information on what the hazards are, risks are, and so on, and you can bounce ideas off of them about, you know, what are the solutions to these problems, and then that way the solutions are more practical. But there is a group of employees that we tend to forget, and that is line managers, team leaders, supervisors, usually not all that included. You know, most health and safety committee meetings that I've been on, you don't get a representative of line management, the frontline managers. You know, it's all operatives, employees, frontline workers, fairly junior people, but there's a whole kind of echelon of people there who do have a massive interest in what controls and procedures are put in place. And we don't tend to ask their opinion very often. And in my experience, while we do say health and safety starts at the top, in my experience, it crashes and burns at that layer of line management. Because if line managers, team leaders and so on, if they don't agree with the policies, procedures, systems, rules that the organization puts in place, it ain't happening. They can become very resistant, almost passive aggressive when it comes to the implementation of these things. So here's an idea for all of us, that when we want to introduce a new rule or a new procedure or a new system, that we run it by that frontline management first. In fact, even better than that, don't just run it by them, ask them what it should look like. So, you know, you might want to sit down with some of the more influential members of the frontline management team and put to them that there might be a problem. Say, listen, I've seen this, you know, these things happen. I've seen these kinds of things. I've found contractors in here welding without a hot work permit. You know, some of they just walk in, they walk out. You know, some of we don't even know if these guys are qualified. You know, what do you think to that? And what you're doing there is step one is you're getting them to agree that there is a problem. Get these line managers to agree that there is a problem. And then you could just ask them, well, what do you think we should do about it? What is the proposed solution? And ask quite a few of them what the solution could be. And then when you design a solution, try and design it so that it takes into account those views. Now, the benefit of this is that when you get this solution agreed and implemented, you're going to find that it goes down a hell of a lot easier with this layer of line management. And here's a little tip, something that I've learned at my great expense, I might add, is that people will be far more enthusiastic about implementing their own ideas than they will yours. I have tried to force my own ideas, my own solutions on several groups of people in my career, and nearly every time it's just never worked. They've just never gone along with it. You know, they may have nodded their heads, but then in practice they just don't bother to enforce it. You know, I once tried to get managers to do weekly inspections of their areas, you know, housekeeping type inspection, fire exits, guards on machines, that kind of thing. It's like, well, it turns out that weekly just wasn't doable. They were just too busy. They were running, you know, being run ragged as it was. So, you know, I went back to the drawing board and I asked them, so, well, listen, realistically, how often can you do these inspections? And they came back with, you know, every couple of weeks and so on. And in the end, I kind of compromised a bit more. And I said, well, listen, let's just do them monthly. Just do one every 4 weeks. That'll do. Then I did an inspection myself in each area. And so that means I wasn't doing all of the inspections. They were doing some, you know, and we run like that for about a year. And then, you know, things got a little bit better. Things got a bit smoother. We had some more line managers come in, you know, we fixed some problems and they had a little bit more time and we revisited it. And I said, right, well, you know, how often can you do these inspections? You know, we started off with monthly, that was temporary. How often can you do them now? Oh, we started doing them fortnightly. You know, so people will go along with their own ideas far more than they will yours. Do not forget to involve these line managers at your own peril.